हरिः ओम् नमः सर्वेभ्यः। अद्य कृदन्तप्रकरणस्य 58तमः पाठः। अस्मिन् वर्गे उपपदस्य उपस्थितौ क प्रत्ययः तथा इन् प्रत्ययः कथं विधीयते अस्मिन् विषये विस्तारेण पश्यामः। प्रारम्भे वन्दनम्। येनाक्षरसमाम्नायम् अधिगम्य महेश्वरात् कृत्स्नं व्याकरणं प्रोक्तं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः। वाक्यकारं वररुचिं भाष्यकारं पतञ्जलिं पाणिनिं सूत्रकारं च प्रणतोऽस्मि मुनित्रयम्। मुनित्रयं नमस्कृत्य तदुक्तिः परिभाव्य च वैयाकरणसिद्धान्तकौमुदीयं विरच्यते। प्रारम्भे कृदन्तप्रकरणस्य वर्गस्य प्रयोजनानि। सिद्धान्तकौमुद्याः कृदन्तप्रकरणस्य सर्वेषां सूत्राणां विस्तारेण अध्ययनं। यत्र आवश्यकं तत्र अन्येषां व्याख्यानानां साहाय्येन शास्त्राध्ययनं। सर्वेभ्यः धातुभ्यः यथा योग्यं कृत्प्रत्यययोजनं। कृत्प्रत्ययेषु परेषु रूपनिर्माणप्रक्रियायाः अभ्यासः तथा च अष्टाध्याय्याः तृतीयाध्यायस्य कण्ठस्थीकरणम्। पूर्वस्मिन् वर्गे अस्माभिः कृदन्तसूत्रेषु तृतीयं करपत्रं कृदन्तप्रकरणे अणादयः इत्यस्य अध्ययनं प्रारब्धम्। तत्र प्रारम्भे कर्मण्यण इत्यनेन सूत्रेण सर्वेभ्यः धातुभ्यः अण् इति प्रत्ययः कर्मणि उपपदस्य उपस्थितौ औत्सर्गिकरूपेण विधीयते। तदनन्तरम् अस्माभिः आतोऽनुपसर्गे कः इत्यनेन आकारान्तधातुभ्यः क प्रत्ययः तथा च तस्यापवादत्वेन वावामश्च इति भे वेय तथा माङ् एतेभ्यः धातुभ्यः अण् प्रत्ययः भवति इति पठितम्। किञ्चित् झटिति अस्य विषयस्य पुनरावर्तनं कृत्वा अग्रे गच्छामः। So let's spend a few minutes on revising the concepts because what we are going to enter today depends on what we discussed in the previous class. अतः प्रारंभे उपपदस्य उपस्थितो प्रत्ययविधानम् इत्यत्र प्रथमं किं नाम उपपदम् इत्यस्मिन् विषये तत्रोपपदं सप्तमी स्थम् इति सूत्रम् अस्माभिः अधीतम्। सप्तम्यन्ते पदे कर्मण्यण इत्यादौ वाच्यत्वेन स्थितं कुम्भादि तद्वाचकं पदम् उपपदसंज्ञं स्यात् तस्मिंश्च सत्येव वक्ष्यमाणः प्रत्ययः। यत्र कुत्रापि कृदन्तप्रकरणस्य सूत्रेषु सप्तमी विभक्त्या शब्दः निर्दिश्यते तत्र तेन सप्तम्यन्तशब्देन वृत्तौ यस्य निर्देशः भवति तादृशः शब्दः उपपदसंज्ञः भवति। यथा कुम्भं करोति नो चेत् गृहे तिष्ठति इत्यत्र गृहे इति शब्दः, कुम्भं करोति इत्यत्र कुम्भम् इति शब्दः उपपदसंज्ञकः अस्ति। तस्मिंश्च सत्येव वक्ष्यमाणः प्रत्ययः तत्र उपपदम् अस्ति चेदेव अण् प्रत्यय विधीयते। So this is important that sheet number 3 is unlocked only when you see an upapada, not otherwise. उपपदस्य उपस्थितौ एव प्रत्यय विधानम् धातोः एव प्रत्यय विधानम्। तत्र प्रत्ययः उपपदात् न विधीयते, प्रत्ययः केवलं धातोः एव विधीयते, परन्तु तत्र प्रत्यय विधानं तु उपपदस्य उपस्थितौ एव भवति इति आशयः। तदनन्तरम् उपपदं तथा धातु तथा प्रत्ययः एते त्रयः अंशाः तत्र विद्यन्ते चेत् धातुप्रत्यययोजनेन कृदन्तस्य निर्माणं भवति। उपपदं तथा च कृदन्तम् एतयोः योजनेन समस्तपदस्य निर्माणं भवति। अयम् उपपदसमासः अस्ति इति उच्यते। उपपदमतिङ् इत्यनेन सूत्रेण अस्य समासस्य विधानं क्रियते। उपपदं समर्थेन नित्यं समस्यते। अत्र द्वयोः सुबन्तयोर्मध्ये समासः नास्ति। प्रथमम् उपपदं तु सुबन्तम् अस्ति, परन्तु तदनन्तरं विद्यमानं कृदन्तं तु प्रातिपदिकम् अस्ति। तत् स्पष्टीकरणार्थम् उच्यते अतिङन्तश्च अयं समासः। अत एव गतिकारकोपपदानां कृद्भिः सह समासवचनं प्राक् सुबुत्पत्तेः इति परिभाषा सिद्धा भवति। तदनन्तरं पूर्वस्मिन् वर्गे अस्माभिः उपसर्गाणां विषये किञ्चित् चिन्तनं कृतम्। वस्तुतस्तु प्र परा अपसम इत्येतेषां सर्वेषां प्रादिः इति संज्ञा भवति। केवलं क्रियायोगे प्रादीनाम् उपसर्गाः इति अपि अन्यत् शब्द अन्या संज्ञा विधीयते। तदनन्तरम् अग्रिमं सूत्रं गतिश्च इत्यनेन तेषां गतिसंज्ञा अपि भवति। Something very important to understand in this context, those of you who have studied some basics of Ashtadhyayi should actually recollect at this point in time that this both these sutras are in 1-4 प्रथमाध्यायस्य चतुर्थपादः प्रथमाध्यायस्य चतुर्थपादे विद्यमानानां सूत्राणां कः विशेषः अस्ति एते सर्वे एताः सर्वाः संज्ञाः नो चेत् एतानि सर्वाणि सूत्राणि एकसंज्ञाधिकारे विद्यन्ते आकडारादेका संज्ञा इति 141 इत्यत्र आचार्यः वदति. So those of you who don't know what I'm talking, basically 1.4, 2.1 and 2.2, these three padas, प्रथमाध्यायस्य चतुर्थपादः, द्वितीयाध्यायस्य प्रथमः पादः तथा च द्वितीयाध्यायस्य द्वितीयः पादः, एते त्रयः पादाः एकसंज्ञाधिकारे विद्यन्ते. इत्युक्ते एतेषु पादेषु विद्यमाना केवलम् एका एव संज्ञा भवितुम् अर्हति, अधिकाः संज्ञाः न भवितुम् अर्हन्ति. If a word gets two or more samnyas in by different sutras in this particular adhikara, we have to do some pros and cons. We have to do some calculations, find which is an apavada, which is an utsarga, and give only one samnya out of the two. This is called eka samnya adhikara. अस्मिन् अधिकारे सत्यपि अत्र उपसर्गाः तथा गतिः इति संज्ञाद्वयं विद्यते. So this is actually an exception for the ekasамnyadhikara, specifically justified by the presence of a chakara in gatischa. So pradinam kriya yoge उपसर्गाः इति संज्ञा भवति, एकसंज्ञाधिकारे एते शब्दाः विद्यन्ते, अतः अन्या संज्ञा तत्र न भवितुम् अर्हति, तथापि गतिश्च इत्यनेन गतिसंज्ञा विधीयते. अतः एतेषां शब्दानां संज्ञाद्वयं भवितुमर्हति. प्रादयः क्रियायोगे उपसर्गसंज्ञकाः गतिसंज्ञकाः च भवन्ति. एतेषाम् उपसर्गाणां कृदन्तैः समासः भवति. तत्र अणादयः प्रत्ययः न सन्ति चेदपि अन्येन कृदन्तेन सह समासः भवितुमर्हति. सः गतिसमासः. So upasargas can have gati samasa and they can have upapada samasa. Gati samasa is where upapadam is not needed. केवलं कुगति प्रादयः इत्यनेन सूत्रेण अयं समासः भवति. परन्तु कृदधिकारस्य सूत्रे यत्र उपसर्गस्यापि निर्देशः भवति, प्रेदाज्ञः, समीख्यः, आतश्चोपसर्गे इत्यनेन प्रकारेण यत्र उपसर्गस्य निर्देशः भवति, तत्र तु उपसर्गस्य उपपदसंज्ञायां सत्याम् उपसर्गेण सह उपपदमतिम् इति उपपदसमासः भवितुम् अर्हति. The bottom line is not all upasargas are upapadas and not all upapadas are upasargas. We can always have three different cases, two individual and one combination, an intersection. अतः गति संज्ञा तथा उपसर्ग संज्ञा इति संज्ञा द्वयं विद्यते. तथा च उपसर्गाणां गति समासः उपपद समासः इति द्वयोः प्रकारयोः समासः भवितुम् अर्हति. तदनन्तरं पूर्वस्मिन् वर्गे अस्माभिः अणादिषु सूत्रेषु द्वयोः कारकयोः निर्देशः भवति इति विस्तारेण दृष्टम्. So this is one of the most fundamental points that we should never forget. There is an upapadasya karakam, which is the karaka in which the upapada will appear, and there is a krudantasya karakam, the karakam which will be represented by the resultant word. So kumbham karoti iti kumbhakarah ityatra kumbham iti karmakarakam upapadasya karakam, परंतु कुंभकारः इति कर्तृकारकं कृदन्तस्य कारकं देवदत्तः कुंभकारः अस्ति इति उच्यते. अतः उपपदस्य कारकं तथा च प्रत्ययार्थः नो चेत् प्रत्ययेन निर्दिष्टं कारकम् इति भवितुम् अर्हति. तदनन्तरं सो दिस् वास् आल् पीठिका. तदनन्तरम् अस्माभिः अणप्रत्ययस्य अध्ययनं प्रारब्धं. कर्मण्यण इति सूत्रं कर्मणि उपपदे सर्वेभ्यः धातुभ्यः सोपसर्गेभ्यः अनुपसर्गेभ्यः. So this bit was not added in the previous class. I just added it for additional explanation. Sarvebhya dhatubhya. Wherever we say sarvebhya dhatubhya, this upapadebhya and sopasargebhya and anupasargebhya is automatically there. So sarvebhya dhatubhya sopasargebhya anupasargebhya cha कर्तृर्थे औत्सर्गिक रूपेण अण इति प्रत्ययः भवति. अत्र कर्मणि उपपदे इत्यस्य अग्रे विवेचनं काशिकायां क्रियते. त्रिविधं कर्म निर्वर्त्यं कर्म इत्युक्ते तया क्रियया यस्य उत्पत्तिः भवति, यस्य निर्माणं भवति, तत् कर्म. यथा कुंभं करोति इति कुंभकारः, अत्र कुंभस्य निर्माणं भवति, अतः कुंभम् इति निर्वर्त्यं कर्म. विकार्यं कर्म इत्युक्ते तत् कर्म यत्र कुत्रचित् विकारः जायते, किञ्चित् परिवर्तनं जायते. वृक्षं लुनाति, काण्डं लुनाति इति अस्य उदाहरणानि. अपरं च तृतीयं प्राप्यं कर्म यत्र न किंचन विकारः न किंचन निर्माणम् अपि भवितुम् अर्हति, केवलं तत्र सम्बन्धः निर्दिश्यते, यथा वेदम् अधीते ग्रामं गच्छति इति भिन्नानि अत्र उदाहरणानि। एतादृशं त्रिविधं कर्म अत्र सर्वत्र कर्मणि उपपदे धातोः अण इति प्रत्ययः भवति इति अस्य आशयः। अत्र अण प्रत्ययः केवलं शिष्टप्रयोगम् अनुसृत्य एव कर्तव्यः, अतः ग्रामं गच्छति, आदित्यं पश्यति, हिमवन्तं शृणोति इत्यत्र सर्वत्र अयं प्रत्ययः न भवति। एतत् औत्सर्गिकरूपेण प्रत्ययविधानम्। अत्र अग्रे कर्मणि उपपदे एव, परन्तु आकारान्तधातुभ्यः कः प्रत्ययः विधीयते? अनुपसर्गाः धातवः सन्ति चेत् आतोनुपसर्गे कः? So this is the division, anupasarga versus upasarga. That's why this additional bit was added over here. अनुपसर्गा अनुपसर्गेभ्यः धातुभ्यः क इति प्रत्ययः भवति. So the default is ana, but then for akaranta dhatus, if there is no upasarga, we get a k. आकारांतेभ्यः धातुभ्यः कर्मणि उपपदे कर्त्रर्थे, सर्वत्र कर्त्रर्थे is important because सर्वे कृत् प्रत्ययः कर्तरी कृत इत्यनेन कर्त्रर्थे विधीयन्ते। अतः कर्त्रर्थे क प्रत्ययः भवति, अण प्रत्ययस्य अपवादः। गाः ददाति, gives the cows. So cow is the karma over there. He gives the cows to the Brahmin. Gaha dadati saha godaha, kambalam, blanket dadati saha kambaladaha, and so on. And then there is an exception. We studied this bhavamashaityanena sutrena veya spardhayam shabdecho veya tantu santane mang mane इत्येतेभ्यः धातुभ्यः कर्मण्युपपदे अण इति प्रत्ययः भवति। कस्य अपवादः? कीदृशस्य कस्य अपवादः? अणबाधकस्य कस्य अपवादः? See how I am talking. अणबाधकस्य कस्य अपवादरूपेण पुनः अण विधीयते? स्वर्गवायः, तन्तुवायः, धान्यमायः इति उदाहरणानि। अस्मिन् विषये कविधौ सर्वत्र सम्प्रसारणेभ्यः डः इति वार्तिकम् अस्माभिः अधीतं। यत्र यत्र क प्रत्यये परे वचिस्वपि यजादीनां किति नो चेत् ग्रहिज्याव्यै इत्येताभ्यां सूत्राभ्यां सम्प्रसारणं भवितुम् अर्हति, तत्र क प्रत्ययस्य स्थाने ड इति प्रत्ययः करणीयः। तत्र टिप् टिसंज्ञकस्य लोपं स्वीकृत्य सरलरूपेण रूपसिद्धिः भवति। परन्तु अस्मिन्नेव विषये किञ्चित् शास्त्रविषयः अपि अस्माभिः दृष्टः। ड प्रत्ययः शक्यः अकर्तुं क प्रत्यये परे प्रथमम् आकारलोपं तदनन्तरं सम्प्रसारणं क्रियते चेत् असिद्धवदत्राभात् अस्मिन्नेव अधिकारे अचिष्णुधातुभ्रुवाङ्गो यङ्वङ्गौ तथा आतोलोपैति च इति सूत्रद्वयं विद्यते। अतः वङ्गादेशस्य असिद्धत्वात् आकारलोपः अचिष्णुधातु इत्यनेन न दृश्यते, अतः उवङ्गादेश असिद्धत्वात् इको यणचेति यणादेशे कृते रूपं सिद्ध्यति। अन्तिमं सूत्रम् अत्र अनुपसर्गाणां विषये कापोष्टक इति अस्माभिः अधीतं। गै तथा पिब, यद्यपि सूत्रे पा इति अस्ति तथापि पिब इत्येव तत्र अर्थः स्वीकर्तव्यः। गायतेः पिबतेः च धातोः कर्मणि उपपदे अनुपसर्गे टक इति प्रत्ययः भवति। टक प्रत्ययः तथा क प्रत्ययः इत्येतयोः मध्ये केवलं ट ट इत्संज्ञक टकारः तत्र भिद्यते। तस्य प्रयोजनं टिड्ढाण इति नीप् स्त्री प्रत्यय विधानम्। अतः उदाहरणानि अपि शक्रं गायति इति शक्रगी, सुरां पिबति इति सुरापी, एतादृशानि स्त्रीलिङ्गे उदाहरणानि दत्तानि सन्ति। एतत् सर्वं तु अनुपसर्गानां धातूनां विषये। सोपसर्गाः धातवः इत्येतेषां विषये तु सरलमस्ति। कर्मण्यण इति औत्सर्गिकः अण प्रत्ययः एव सर्वत्र विधीयते। सो दिस् इज द अण प्रत्यय. इट इज नॉट ब्लॉक्ड बाय द क प्रत्यय। कर्मण्यण इति अण प्रत्ययः एव भवति। गो संदायः, वडवां संदायः। सो गाः संददाति, वडवाः संददाति इति अत्र विग्रहः। And the only two exceptions we saw was प्रेदाज्ञः and समिख्यः। दा धातु, ज्ञा धातु तथा च ख्या, वस्तुतस्तु चक्षिङ् इति धातुः अस्ति, तस्य आर्धधातुकविवक्षायां ख्या इति परिवर्तनं भवति। इत्येतेषां सर्वेषां विषये अण् प्रत्ययस्य बाधनं कृत्वा क इति प्रत्ययः भवति इति सर्वं पूर्वस्मिन् वर्गे अस्माभिः विस्तारेण अधीतम्। So what we are going to study today is these next two sutras, supisthaha and tundashokayoho parimrujapanudoho. पश्यामः अत्र कर्मण्यण वावामश्च आत्मोनुपसर्गे कः इत्येतेषाम् अध्ययनं कृतम्। अद्यतनवर्गे सुपिस्थः and tundashokayoho parimrujapanudoho If we study these two sutras, then ka pratyay is done, because predadnyah samikhyah we just saw, we have studied it in the last class. So predadnyah samikhya ityetayoh adhyanam purvasmin varge asmabhih kritam asti, adyatana varge supisthaha tatha tunda shokayoh parimrujapanudoh etayoh adhyanam kurmah. Tadanantaram, this acha pratyaya, all this entire set will require one full class. And I don't want to divide the pratyayas across two classes, it becomes difficult to comprehend. So let me skip these ach sutras for now and take them tomorrow, where we can study the entire ach pratyaya in one sitting. And then similarly in next class, let's take the sequence of the ta pratyayas in one sitting. So we will reserve one class for this, full class for this acha, and one full class for this ta. The next is the ina pratyaya, just 4 sutras. So I can combine them with today's class. So I'm just doing a small change of the sequence so that our classes become aligned. So adyatana varge kim kurmah, ka iti pratyah asti, sutra dvayam atra pathaniyam, etayoho adhyanam krutva agre stamba shakrutorin harater dhrutinathayo pashau फलेग्रहिरात्मं भरिश्च छन्दसि वनसन रक्षिमथाम इत्येतेषां चतुर्णां सूत्राणाम् अध्ययनं कृत्वा अद्य समापयामः. तदनन्तरं श्वस्तन वर्गे अच् प्रत्ययः, अग्रिम सप्ताहे च ट प्रत्ययः इत्येतयोः अध्ययनं करिष्यामहे. अतः प्रारभामहे. The next important sutra in the sequence is supisthaha. If you look at this particular sutra, ato anupasargekah supisthaha. Just 1 second. So the sutra is very easy on the face of it. Supi sthaha. Subantam upapadam asti तथा च stha iti धातुः अस्ति. परन्तु अस्य सूत्रस्य विषये किञ्चित् विशेषः ज्ञातव्यः. अस्य सूत्रस्य अध्ययनात् पूर्वम् एकः विशेषः भाष्ये उक्तः अस्ति, सर्वेषु व्याख्यानेषु उक्तः अस्ति. So even before we start entering in the domain of this particular sutra, there is one modification that has been told on this sutra. भाष्यकारः वदति अस्य सूत्रस्य नो चेत् अस्मिन् सूत्रे किञ्चित् परिवर्तनं कर्तव्यं. We should change this sutra a little bit, is what भाष्यकारः is saying. So let's understand what he is saying, what change he is proposing, and then we will discuss about this sutram. कीदृशं परिवर्तनं कर्तव्यं? भाष्यकारः वदति अत्र अस्य सूत्रस्य योगविभागः कर्तव्यः. योगविभाग is a process of splitting down a sutram into 2 different sutras for a particular reason. So what Bhashyakara is saying is that instead of having a single sutram called supisthaha, break it into 2 sutras, have a separate sutra called supi and have a separate sutra called sthaha. And ordering and the numbering is not going to change because the numbering was fixed by Panini. Nobody is going to change that numbering. So we will continue to number these sutras as 324 and 324. And while reciting the sutra patha, we will continue to recite it as a single sutram called supisthaha. परंतु अध्ययन समये किं मनसि स्थापनीयं, किं मनसि स्मर्तव्यम्, अत्र सुपिस्थः इति भाष्यकारस्य विधानम् अनुसृत्य सूत्रद्वयं करणीयं. योग इत्युक्ते सूत्रम्, सूत्रस्य विभागः करणीयः. सुपि इति प्रथमं सूत्रं, स्थः इति अपरं सूत्रम्. Divide the sutra into 2 sutras is what he says. Now the obvious question is why? Why can't you have a single sutram? Why? What is the new information that you're going to gain by dividing a sutra into 2 groups? So this particular division of the sutras is important for anuvrittis. Let's understand this by actually taking the anuvrittis. So we have karmanyana. This is the beginning of this particular sheet. Karmanyana. Then we have atonupasargekaha. The bhavamascha is skipped. I don't need it for this discussion. Atonupasargekaha. Ityatra atonupasargekaha इत्यत्र कर्मण्यण इत्यतः कर्मणि इति अनुवर्तते. अतः अत्र कः अर्थः भवति? आकारान्त धातुः अस्ति चेत् कर्मणि उपपदे उपसर्गः नास्ति चेत् क प्रत्ययः भवति. Understand this. This is very crucial. कर्मणि उपपदे सर्वेभ्यः धातुभ्यः अण् प्रत्ययः भवति, परन्तु कर्मणि उपपदे आकारान्त धातुभ्यः क प्रत्ययः भवति. Then he says you split the two sutras and call a single sutra supi, in which you take the entire previous sutra atonupasarge kaha as an anuvritti. अतः नूतनं सूत्रं किं भवति? सुपि आतः अनुपसर्गे कहा. Now understand what is happening. First we say कर्मणि उपपदे अण् प्रत्ययः. Then we say कर्मणि उपपदे आकारान्त धातुभ्यः क प्रत्ययः. Then we say सुबन्ते उपपदे आकारान्त धातुभ्यः क प्रत्ययः. अतः आकारान्त धातवः ये सन्ति तेषां विषये कर्मणि उपपदे अपि अण् प्रत्ययः भवति. कर्म आतोनुपसर्गे कः इत्यनेन सूत्रेण सुबन्ते उपपदे अपि क प्रत्ययः भवति. सुपि इति योग विभागं कृत्वा नूतनं यत् सूत्रं जायते तस्य साहाय्येन. Understand this once again. We already know that akaranta dhatus will get a ka pratyaya. This anupasarga is always there. I will not repeat it again and again for convenience. So akaranta dhatubhyah ka pratyaya bhavati. Kutra bhavati? Karmani upapade bhavati. Gaha dadati. Kambalam dadati. Karmani upapade ka pratyaya bhavati. इदानीम् अग्रिमसूत्रेण किमुच्यते? आकारान्त धातुभ्यः सुबन्ते उपपदे अपि क प्रत्ययः भवति. विषमे तिष्ठति, पादाभ्यां पिबति. सो पादाभ्यां पिबति इत्यत्र पाद इति कर्मकारकं नास्ति, सुबन्तं करणकारकम् अस्ति. सुबन्त is basically any other karaka. So karma karaka is also subanta, but karma karaka has been specifically called out. So when we say supi, we mean any other subanta. It can be karana, it can be sampradana, it can be apadana, it can be adhikarana. Any other possibility is there. So padabhyam pibati, the one who drinks with its legs or its roots. Padapa iti shabdaha anena prakarena siddhyati. So padabhyam pibati ityatra pa iti akaranta dhatuhu. पादाभ्याम इति सुबन्तम् उपपदम् अस्ति. आतोनुपसर्गे कः इत्यनेन पादाभ्यां पिबति इति न भवितुमर्हति. किमर्थं न भवितुमर्हति? तत्र पादाभ्याम् इति कर्मोपपदं नास्ति. अतः आतोनुपसर्गे कः इत्यस्य सूत्रस्य नैव प्रसक्तिः. अग्रे गच्छामश्चेत् सुपि इति योगविभागः क्रियते चेत् सुबन्ते उपपदे इदानीम् आकारान्त धातुभ्यः क प्रत्ययः भवति. That is the reason why the yoga vibhaga is done, because if you keep the sutra as it is, then the supi will only have the anuvritti or only have the relationship with the stha. So what it would mean is subante upapade stha dhatoho ka pratyah bhavati. But what we want? सुबन्ते उपपदे सर्वेभ्यः आकारान्त धातुभ्यः क प्रत्ययः भवति. अतः अत्र सूत्र विभागः योग विभागः कृतः. He splits the sutram into supi and stha. We keep supi in the previous sutram, bring up the anuvritti of ataha anupasarge kaha, and then we say kevalam supi iti sutram likhyate chet आतोनुपसर्गे कहा इति संपूर्णं सूत्रम् अनुवर्तते. पूर्वसूत्रेण अनुपसर्गेभ्यः आकारान्त धातुभ्यः कर्मणि उपपदे कर्तृर्थे क प्रत्यये प्राप्ते वर्तमान सूत्रेण सुबन्ते उपपदे अपि क प्रत्ययः भवति. पादाभ्यां पिबति, पादपः. योगे तिष्ठति, this is adhikarana karaka. We have an example of a karana karaka. We have example of adhikarana karaka. Yoge tishtati iti yogasthaha, samasthaha, vishamasthaha, grihasthaha. So all these possible padapaha, all these possible examples can be derived because of this yoga vibhaga. अतः अत्र योग विभागं कृत्वा सुपि इति इत्येव सूत्रं विद्यते. तस्य कः अर्थः? सुबन्ते उपपदे आकारान्त धातुभ्यः क प्रत्ययः उपसर्गस्य अनुपस्थितौ विधीयते. पूर्वसूत्रेण कर्मणि उपपदे क प्रत्ययः, अग्रिमसूत्रेण सुपि उपपदे क प्रत्ययः. And understand this last part. I'll come to the second part of the Yoga Vibhaga, but before that, look at this last line. From now onwards, ityataha agre, then from next sutra, from 3 to 5 onwards, what is happening? Karmani tatha supi dvavapi anuvartete. From now onwards, till the end of this particular pada, karmani and supi, both of the words will get carried. कुत्रचित् कर्मणि उपपदे प्रत्ययविधानम, कुत्रचित् सुबन्ते उपपदे प्रत्ययविधानम. And therefore, when we discussed about the third sheet, I always kept it, vague. Upapadasya upasthito pratyayvidanam. Kidrusham upapadam karmanyana ityanena karmani upapadam uchyate. Immediately 3 sutras later, supistha ityanena subantam upapadam uchyate. अतः किमपि कारकम उपपदस्य भवेत्, अत्र शीट 3 इत्येव अस्माकं मनसि भवेत्. अतः अत्र योग विभागं कृत्वा आतोनुपसर्गे कः इत्यस्य संपूर्ण सूत्रस्य अनुवृत्तिं कारयित्वा कः अर्थः सिद्ध्यति? सुबन्ते उपपदे अपि आकारान्त धातोः क प्रत्ययः भवति. And these two words, karmani from 3 to 1 and supi from 3 to 4, both of them are carried throughout the sheet. अतः सुबन्ते उपपदे अपि कुत्रचित् प्रत्ययः विधीयते, कर्मणि उपपदे अपि कुत्रचित् प्रत्ययः विधीयते. We'll talk in more details about it, where exactly subantam upapadam is used and where exactly karmani upapadam is used. We will discuss about that in like next 20 minutes. Now, one point to understand over here. When you say akaranta dhatubhyah subante upapade ka pratyayah bhavati, stha is also akaranta dhatu. अतः स्था धातोः अपि अनेन सूत्रेण क प्रत्यय विधीयते. So don't get confused that the yoga vibhaga is done, stha is there in the next sutram, that has a completely different prayojana. I will explain that in a minute. But just by looking at the sutra 3 to 4, the first part of the sutra supi, we understand that sarvebhya akaranta dhatubhya ka pratyaya bhavati, stha dhatu api akaranta dhatu asti. अतः स्था धातोः उदाहरणानि अपि अत्रैव लेखनीयानि. So योगस्थ, गृहस्थ, वनस्थ, समस्थ, विषमस्थ, loads of examples are there. All these examples will be part of this particular sutram only. There is one question that I can take and go ahead. The question says, when supi is sufficient, why do you have a separate sutra that gives karmani? A very valid question, and the answer is that karmani is required for these three where supi is not there, or even for bhava mascha. You don't need supi over here, you still need karmani. So that's one answer. Second answer, as I mentioned, itah agre karmani tatha supi dvavapi anuvartete. Tatra कर्मणि इति संदर्भः कुत्र स्वीकरणीयः, सुपि इति संदर्भः कुत्र स्वीकरणीयः, अस्य किंचन चिन्तनम् अग्रे अस्माभिः क्रियते, केचन नियमाः प्रोक्ताः सन्ति. अतः तत्र कर्मणि तथा सुपि द्वयोः अपि उपस्थितिः आवश्यकी. So technically it is correct that if you say supi, you don't need karmani, because supi will be karmani, karane, adhikarane, everything will be included. But there are situations where we only need karmani and not supi. And therefore, Acharya explicitly adds karmani over here. We will talk about that in next 10 minutes. Tasmat purvam kinchit agrimam sutram. The second part of the yoga vibhaga, slightly complex. Second part of the yoga vibhaga, asya kinchit chintanam kurmaha. इदानीं सुपिस्थः इत्यत्र सुपि इति प्रथमं सूत्रं, स्थः इति अपरं सूत्रं. So the second part of the yoga vibhaga is स्थः. You bring in supi, you bring in anupasarge kaha. So subante upapade stha dhatoho ka pratyayah bhavati. Anupasarge is already there, let's not talk about it. So subante upapade stha dhatoho ka iti pratyayah bhavati. Understand this, this is a little bit complex. The previous sutra gives the ka pratyaya for all akaranta dhatus. The next sutra gives the ka pratyaya for the stha dhatu. Stha is already akaranta, so it has already been captured in the previous sutram, but still The same thing has been mentioned in the next sutra for a very peculiar reason. Let's understand that in details. So let's see. Sthaha supi iti anuvartate. Stha dhatoho subante upapade ka pratyaya bhavati. But hold on. Hasn't the previous sutra, the Yoga Vibhaga has already given that sutra? Or already given that pratyaya? Yes, it has already given that pratyaya. Kartrarthe pratyayaha tu purvenaiva siddhaha. The previous sutram has given that pratyaya in the kartrartha sense. Understand this. आकारांत धातुभ्यः कर्मणि उपपदे कर्त्रर्थे प्रत्यय विधानम कृतमस्ति. So गृहे तिष्ठति, the karta of the stha. Padabhyam pibati, the karta of the piba kriya. So the previous sutra is only talking about karta. Now when he repeatedly says sthaha, stha dhatoho subante upapade ka pratyaya bhavati, kasmin arthe bhavati? Kartrarthe tu purvenaiva siddhaha akartari pratyayartham ayam prapanchaha. So this yoga vibhaga is done so that the stha dhatu in presence of the subanta upapada can get the ka pratyaya in a non-kartrartha sense. Kartrartha sense, it is already there by the previous sutram. All akaranta dhatus are getting the kartrartha sense, ka pratyaya in the kartrartha sense by the previous sutram. Now is the turn to give the pratyaya for the stha dhatu in the non-kartrartha sense. Now, what is non-kartarartha? He makes it clear. Akartari ityukte kim? Nirdishtaha pratyayaha swarthe bhavanti. When a particular meaning of the pratyaya is not told, it is to be taken as swarthika. We have studied this component when we briefly discussed about Guptich Kidbhya San, Man Badadan Shandhyo Dirghashchabhyasasya. So san pratyay over there is in the swarthika sense because we don't have any other meaning given for that san pratyaya. So anirdishtaha pratyayaha swarte ataha atra pratyay vidhanam stha dhatoh arthe eva bhavati. What is a swartha? Stha dhatu's its own artha, which is bhava of the kriya. Dhatoh artha eva bhavaha iti uchyate. Ataha अनिर्दिष्टाः प्रत्ययाः स्वार्थे भवन्ति इति भावे प्रत्यय विधानम भवति. The pratyaya is given in the bhava sense because the kartrartha indication, kartrartha sense, the pratyaya has been already given by the previous sutram. So supi ityanuvartate stha dhatoh subante upapade ka pratyaya bhavati. कर्त्रर्थे प्रत्ययः तु पूर्वेणैव सिद्धः अत्र अकर्तरी प्रत्ययार्थम अयं प्रपंचः. किं नाम अकर्तरी? अनिर्दिष्टाः प्रत्ययाः स्वार्थे भवन्ति इति भावे यथा स्यात् आखूनाम उत्थानम. Akhu is rats. Utthanam is basically a sudden appearance or sudden emergence of rats. So suddenly there are too many rats you can see everywhere. Akhunam utthanam akhuthaha. So akhuthaha does not mean rats. It means the act in which the rats suddenly appear everywhere. So that's the bhava of the kriya. Akhunam utthanam akhuthaha. So this is the real reason why the sutra has been split, so that the stha dhatu can get the pratyaya in presence of a subanta upapada in a kartrartha sense as well as in the bhava sense. The kartrartha sense is given by the previous part of the yoga vibhaga. The bhave sense is given by the next part of the yoga vibhaga. Let's take a look at the commentaries with more examples and more clarity on the concept. Supisthaha subante upapade tishthate ka pratyaya bhavati. So he first gives a basic description. Subante upapade tishthate ka pratyaya bhavati samasthaha vishamasthaha. So in presence of a subanta upapada, the stha dhatu gets the ka pratyaya. That's the basic meaning even before the yoga vibhaga is considered. सुबन्ते उपपदे तिष्ठते क प्रत्ययो भवति समस्थः विषमस्थः अत्र योग विभागः कर्तव्यः सुपि इति ब्रेक इट ओवर देयर सुपि इति योग विभागः सुपि आकारान्तेभ्यः क प्रत्ययः भवति द्वाभ्यां पिबति इति द्विपः पादः पादपः कच्छपः and so on. So ka pratyaya for all the akaranta dhatus, he gives the examples of the pa dhatu, dvabhyam pibatiti dvipaha, padapaha, kachhapaha, and so on. Tataha sthaha iti sthascha supi ka pratyaya bhavati. Kibarthamidam karatari purva yogaha. Kartari is already being told by the previous one. Anena bhave iti yatha syat. This is specifically for bhave. Akhunam utthanam akhuthaha, sudden emergence of rats. Shalabhanam, shalabha is locust, the moths. 2 weeks ago, 1 week ago, there was this incident in India. Millions, thousands and hundreds and millions of moths were found. Shalabhas were found everywhere. Basically, the locust spread. So that's the shalabhotha. Shalabhanam utthanam shalabhotha. These are the examples given over there. Somebody is actually pointing correctly over here that in this particular supisthaha, anupasarge should not come as an anuvritti because the example itself has uda plus stha. That's correct. So I think this is a typing mistake. I'll get rid of this. Anupasarge should not come as an anuvritti. Only supisthaha and kaha, only supi and kaha will come as an anuvritti. So as I mentioned over here, you can see anupasarge bhyaha is clearly mentioned over here. We don't have anupasarge bhya over here. Stha dhatoho kevalam subante upapade ka pratyaya bhavati ityeva bhavet. The last line in Kashika is important. Ita uttaram karmani iti cha supi iti cha dvayam api anuvartate. As I mentioned, ita agre kim bhavati subante upapade ityasyapi anuvritti karmanyupapade ityasyapi anuvritti. Tatra, this is the most important line. Sakarmakeshu dhatushu karmani ityetatu patisthate anyatra supi iti. If the dhatu to which the pratyaya is being attached is a sakarmaka dhatu, then karmani will come as anuvritti. If the dhatu is akarmaka dhatu, then supi will come as an anuvritti. So akaranta dhatus are special case. We have karmani as well as the supi because of the yoga vibhaga. Karmani and supi, both of them are available. But going ahead, what is going to happen? If the dhatu is sakarmaka dhatu, then there will be karmani upapade. If the dhatu is akarmaka dhatu, then there will be subante upapade because the karma will not exist. And therefore, asmin anadi prakarane agre, sheet number 3, vidyamanaha dhatavaha sakarmakaha santi chet tebhyaha कर्मोपपदस्य उपस्थितौ. For sakarmaka dhatus, कर्मोपपदस्य उपस्थितौ प्रत्यय विधानं भवति. धातवः अकर्मकाः सन्ति चेत् तेभ्यः सुबन्तोपपदस्य उपस्थितौ प्रत्यय विधानं भवति इति अत्र आशयः. Let's read Kaumudi also. Supi iti yogaha vibhajyate. Yogaha ityukte sutram. Supi iti yogaha vibhajyate. Supi upapade adantat akaranta dhatoho kah syat. Dvabhyam pibati dvipaha samasthaha vishamasthaha and so on. So he understand this. Samastha and vishamastha are the examples of the first fragment, not the second fragment. The first fragment is restricted to kartari. The second fragment is restricted to bhave. So tataha sthaha supitishthate kaha syat आरंभ सामर्थ्यात् भावे. आरंभ सामर्थ्यम इत्युक्ते पूर्वेणैव कर्तरी प्रत्यये सिद्धे इदानीं पुनः प्रत्यय विधानं भावे इति निर्देशार्थम आखूनाम उत्थानम आखूत्थः. Even though this is a bhavavachak word, it is used in the pullinga. We have to respect the style of the language. Shalabhotthaha, akhuthaha are the words that are generated over here. There is a question over here. Let's take that and go ahead. So when you split the supisthaha into supi and sthaha, can one append in the second component? Can one say sthaha bhave cha? So basically, being a more explicit that this stha pratyaya will be bhave, and then the follow-up comment says, then you don't need to explain so much that anirdishtaha pratyayaha swarthe, and you don't need to do all that analysis. Well, this is the way Panini has written is supisthaha, and Bhashyakara or Vartikakara haven't added anything like bhavecha after it. Basically, the whole idea over here is that whatever Panini Maharshi wrote is like Veda. The Vyakarana is considered equivalent to a Veda. So we don't change the wordings in the Veda. We try to twist our thinking so that our thinking fits that frame of reference. So that has been done almost everywhere in Sutra Patha. So many times when we say Jnapakas, or when we say Vichitra Paninehe Krutihi, or when we say Yoga Vibhaga, sometimes what Bhashyakara suggests is he repeats the sutra. So he says, most of you might be aware of this, like he says Shashti Sthane Yoga is a sutram. He says repeat it, say it 2 times. Shashti Sthane Yoga, Shashti Sthane Yoga, Sthane Intaratamaha. And then each Shashti Sthane Yoga has a different meaning that he associates with it. So these are small tricks that Bhashyakara plays so that he doesn't have to touch the original construction given by Panini and continue with the meaning. So technically speaking, yes, you can say sthaha bhavecha, but we do not do it. Vyakaranam is like a Veda. We do not touch the parts or things written in the Veda. We twist our thinking so that it matches this Veda. Okay, so that completes the whole discussion of Supisthaha. Let's go to the next sutram. Uh, Basically, in the Kaumudi sequence, now these sutras are actually in 8.3. So in the Kaumudi sequence, what Bhattoji Dikshita does is that in this context, Supisthaha ityatra sthaha iti shabdaha asti. Gruhasthaha, Vishamasthaha, Yogasthaha. So sthaha iti shabdaha asti. This sakar of stha sometimes becomes sh murdhanyah bhavati. So sometimes the sakar of the sa gets converted to sh, it becomes murdhanya. Two sutras from the Shatva Prakaranam have been presented over here, which are directly related to stha. So supisthaha iti subante upapade stha dhatoho ka pratyeye krute kutrachit stha dhatoho sakarasya shatvam api bhavitum arhati. Instead of sa, we get a shtha. Most of these are nipatanas only. So basically, he's just listing two sutras are there. He's just listing the words. So prashthogragamini and this huge sutra amba ambago bhumi is basically all the nipatanas. So let's take like 5 minutes on this and then we will go ahead. Prashthogragamini pra upasargah asti tatra tatra pra upasarga purvakah stha dhatoh prashtha iti tatra shabdah nipatyate. So atra pra iti upasargah stha iti dhatuh ka iti pratyayah पृष्ठः इति निपात्यते सिद्ध प्रक्रिया से निर्देशः कथम निपात्यते अग्रगामिनी goes in the front agre gacchati leads the herd or say is the best of the lot eteshu artheshu prashthaha iti shabdah nipatyate. So there is a group of cows and a certain cow or a certain bull is the top class of that group or it leads the group when they go in a line or whatever. So saha gauhu saha ashvaha पृष्ठः पृष्ठः इति निपात्यते अग्रगामिनी अभिधेये अग्रतः गच्छति इति अर्थः प्रतिष्ठते इति पृष्ठः. सो प्र उपसर्ग पूर्वकः स्था धातुः तत्र क प्रत्ययः क्रियते पृष्ठः इति निपातनं भवति अश्वः गौः इति अत्र अर्थः अग्रतः गच्छति इत्यर्थः. Somebody is asking a question. It should be applicable only to supi. How is it applicable to pra? Please understand this is purely a nipatana that is being given over here. One point. So we don't, I mean, whether it's supi or whether it's karmani and so on doesn't really matter. And second is you can always have pra as a subantam upapadam because upasargas are themselves the subantas. So upasarga are will get a supratyaya. That supratyaya will be elided because being the avyas and so on. So you can still treat it as subante upapade along with upasarga pra. So prashthaha ashvaha agrato gacchati ityarthaha. Agragamini iti kim prasthe himavatah punye. There is some other word prastha It is not used in the context of being a leader. So prasthe himavatah punye. Punya ityukte pious peaks of Himalayas. Somebody is sitting. So sati saptami itra prayukta asti. Himavatah punye. Punye himavatah prasthe. So on the peaks of the Himalaya, somebody is sitting. This I think in Shalya Parva of Mahabharata, part of one particular shloka. So here the meaning is to sit or to relax or to have an abode there. So in that particular context, agragamini iti arthaha nasti, ataha sakarasya shakaradeshah na bhavati. So here what we have to understand in this sutram, see, understand please, this is not the sutram in the Krudanta Prakaranam. This is not the sutram in 3.2. This is in the Kaumudi sequence. Kaumudi has directly jumped to 8.3 because he was talking about the word stha. So he changes the track and he tries to explain the meaning or explain a few words where you see stha but a shatva has happened. So prashthogragamini ityatra prashtha iti shabdaha anena nipatyate agragamini abhidheye. So pratishthat iti prashthaha gauhu agratah gacchati iti artha agre iti kim prasthaha. Agre gacchamaha. Agrimam sutram, in the same context, a few sutras later, look at the sequence in Kaumudi. It's 2917, 2918. It's immediately after the previous one. So this was 2916. Then there is 2917, 2918. There is a question over here. Can we say bimbam prashtham? Prashtha is used to indicate the leader or the something that goes in the front or at the beginning of the queue, goes ahead. So I mean, the commentaries limit the usage to say animals. Prashthaha gauhu, prashthaha ashvaha. So up installed. So the meaning is installed is what you're asking. No. So installed is not the meaning over here. So there you can just use pratishtitam or say like pratisthapana bhavati iti arthaha. So atra tu kevalam prashthaha agragamini abhidheye ityeva ayam shabdaha nipatyate. Agre gacchamaha. Ambamba. So let me quickly read this. Basically, it's a list of words. Again, all these words when are present as a purva pada of stha, you get a shatvam. So amba. Let's actually go through this. Amba, amba. These two are names of the kingdoms. Janapadanam namani. So amba, amba. When all these words, let's actually take one by one. Amba plus stha, ambashtha. So somebody who is staying in that particular kingdom. Amba plus stha, ambashtha. Sarvatra sakarasya shakaradeshah bhavati. As soon as sa becomes sh, shrutva will happen, tha will become tha, and then some places nipatanas are happening over here. Savyeshtha, for example. So saptami aluk bhavati. So there are a few nipatanas. We'll not go into the details of the individual nipatanas or what is being nipatyate. Let's take it for ease of understanding. Let's take it that ete sarve shabdaha atra sakarasya shakaradesham krutva nipatyante. Something is being told in each of these is basically ready-made given in each of these words. So ambashthaha, ambe tishtati, stays in that particular kingdom. Janapada, ambashthaha, goshthaha. So gavaha tishtati asmin. The krudanta is the adhikarana karaka. Gavaha tishtati asmin. The cows stay in this particular place. Basically, the place where the cows stay. Goshtha, very well-known word in Sanskrit. The house for or the place where the cow shed, the place where the cows stay. So goshtha gavaha tishtati asmin. Bhumau tishtati bhumishtha. Savye is the right side, sometimes also used in the sense of left side. So savye tishtati savyeshtha. Apashtha apatishtati apashtha. Dvayoho tishtati or uh, trishu tishtati. So sits in between the two or sits in between the three. Dvayoho tishtati, trayoho tishtati, dvishthaha, trishthaha. Kutishtati, kushthaha. Name of a disease. Sheku. I could not find what Sheku is. I consulted many dictionaries but couldn't find. And no commentaries tell what Sheku is. Shekau tishtati, shekushthaha. Or it may be shekushtaha. Whatever. So shankau tishtati sits in the cone. Shankaushtaha. Angau tishtati. Anga is a limb. So at the end of the limb, the basically what is there is the thumb. So angau tishtati angusthaha. Manjishtaha. Punjishtaha. Manjishtha is the red color. Manji is blossom. So basically when red flowers blossom, in that blossom, what you see is only the red color, nothing else. So manjau or manjushu tishtati manjishtaha. Punji is heap. Punjau tishtati punjishtaha. परमे तिष्ठति परमेष्ठः बर्हिष्ठः दिवि तिष्ठति स्काई दिविष्ठः अग्नौ तिष्ठति अग्निष्ठः and so on. Basically various different words. All these are well known words in the language at that point in time. All that he does is he dumps them and gives a sakarasya shakara desha as a straight away nipatanam. Stha sin sthrunam iti vaktavyam. Now that he is giving for all these words, he is giving the sakarasya shakara desha for stha. He also gives it for three more words. All these are derived using the unadi pratyas. So stha, sthin, and sthru. Unadi pratyaihi etesham nirmanam bhavati. So savyeshthaha. So savyeshthaha, savyeshthaha. Parameshthi. परमेष्ठिन इति अत्र स्थिन इति अत्र उत्तरपदम परमेष्ठी विष्णुः नाम सव्येष्ठुः सार सव्येष्ठा सव्येष्ठृ इति प्रातिपदिकं सारथी इति अर्थः. सो सव्येष्ठा परमेष्ठी एंड सव्येष्ठा इति एते सर्वे शब्दाः अत्र निपात्यन्ते. स्थ इति क प्रत्ययान्तस्य क प्रत्ययान्तस्य अनुकरणं षष्ठ्यर्थे प्रथमा एभ्यः स्थस्य सस्य शः स्यात्. This word is very interesting actually. Stha iti ka pratyansa anukaranam. I don't know if any of you have studied this earlier, but anukaranam means that basically what he is saying is this is not the ka pratyanta word that is written over here. It is just an anukarana, the physical copy present in that word, which is kind of a pointer to that particular word. It's basically used to indicate that particular word. So anukaranam ityukte, this is not where the ka pratyay is being added, but it looks like a word that where the ka pratyay is being added because it reflects the word where which represents a ka pratyanta word. So स्थ इति क प्रत्ययान्तस्य अनुकरणं षष्ठ्यर्थे प्रथमा एभ्यास्थस्य सस्य शः स्यात्. इतौ ऊर्ध्वं कर्मणि सुपीति द्वयमपि अनुवर्तते. That what we discussed earlier. तत्र अकर्मकेषु सुपि इति अस्य सम्बन्धः इति अत्र अस्य सूत्रस्य विवरणम्. There are multiple questions over. Let me quickly take them. A few people are saying that sheku is a grass. Okay. Some dictionary, Apte dictionary seems to say that. So sheku is a grass. So then sheku tishtati. So shekau tishtati, something that stays in the grass, can be the meaning of this particular word. There's one question. Why is this usage of vibhakti in meaning which it does not normally represent? I'm sorry, I don't understand what you're asking, but if you see over here, like for goshtha, if you're asking, it is actually the way it is used over here. So goshtha is actually gavaha tishtati asmin. So ghai pratyay is used in this particular sense, and ghayarthe kaha is actually ghayarthe kaha actually gives a ka pratyay also in that particular sense. And then there is a question, Shashthyarthe Prathama Itrasmin Sutre. So Shashthyarthe Prathama is Vichitra Sutrakarasya Krutihi. So when Sutrakara uses one vibhakti in place of another, all that commentaries explain is Vichitra Sutrakarasya Krutihi. We don't usually have an answer to this question. So one possible answer is that for fitting in certain chandas or something, he has done these transformations, but these are all speculations. There is no definite answer to that particular question. Shashthyarthe Prathama, this particular point. Why is prathama being used if it's shashti? Just no reason. Basically anukaranam is done is the only reason over here. Okay, agre gacchamaha. Tunda shokayoho parimruja panudoho. We are running like very late. So anyway, tundashokayoho parimruja panudoho agrimam sutram supistha tatha tundashokayoho parimruja panudoho. Simple sutram actually, sorry. Simple sutram. Tunda. Tunda means protruding belly, the stomach. Tunda ityasmin upapade pari plus mruja dhatoho ka pratyaya bhavati. Actually very simple sutram. For the tunda upapada, the parimruja dhatu gets a ka pratyaya in the meaning of alasa. So basically only scratches his tummy, doesn't even move from one place to another, is the intended meaning over here. Tundam parimarshti basically just keeps on cleaning his belly or scratching his belly, only moves his belly and nothing else. Tundam parimarshti iti tunda parimrujaha alasaha lazy person ityarthaha. Shok iti upapadam asti chet apanuda इत्यस्मिन् अर्थे takes away, carries away. Apanudam अस्मिन् अर्थे अत्र शोक इत्यस्मा sorry अपनुद इत्यस्मात् धातोः शोक इत्यस्मिन् उपपदे क प्रत्ययः भवति. So shokam apanudati takes away the distress, takes away the dukkham, and gives the sukham, gives the happiness. So sukhadai ityasmin arte, not just taking away the distress, but also giving back the happiness. Shokam apanudati sukhadai iti ashayah. Let's see the commentary in 2 minutes. Tunda shokayoho karmanoho upapadayoho parimruja panudoho dhatvoho ka pratyayah bhavati. Tunda parimruja aste. So a lazy person just sits. Tunda parimruja aste. Shokapanudaha putraha jataha. A son is born. How is the son? He doesn't just take away the discomfort, the distress, the dukkham, but also gives a happiness in the family. So sukhadai iti ashayah. And that's what exactly the Vartikakara or the Bhashyakara make it clear. Alasya sukha harane sukha aharanayoho iti vaktavyam. Understand this. The first part, the tundam parimarshti, this particular construct, the tunda parimruja word, is used only to indicate a lazy person. So the reference to a protruding tummy is for a person who is lazy. So there can be very active person who is overweight or who has a protruding tummy. That is not the reference over here. It is basically a lazy person. Alasya ityasmin arthe tunda parimruja iti shabdaha prayujyate. Evameva sukha aharanayoho brings the happiness to you. Sukha aharanayoho ityasmin arthe shokapanudaha iti shabdaha prayujyate. So not just taking away your distress, but also giving you the happiness. So alasaha tunda pari typo. Alasaha tunda parimrujaha iti uchyate. Tunda parimarjaha anyaha. So in other meanings, there will be the normal ana pratyaya. Tunda plus pari plus mruja plus ana. Tunda parimarja. So tunda parimarjaha anyaha. In the same way, the second word shokapanudaha, sukhasya aharata shokapanudaha, brings the happiness. So not just taking away the distress, but also brings the happiness. That shokapanudaha, the shokapanoda is different. If it just takes away the distress, doesn't bring the happiness, we just say shoka plus apa plus nuda plus ana. Ana is always there by default. So you add ana, you get shokapanodaha. Ana is there, so kit is not there, so you will get the upadha guna shokapanodaha. So tundam parimarshti ityatra alasaha ityasmin arthe tunda parimrujaha, shokam apanudati ityatra sukhadai asmin arthe shokapanudaha. कौमुदीं पश्यामः, तदनन्तरम् एकं वार्तिकम् अस्ति, तदपि पठामः. तुन्दशोकयोः कर्मणोः उपपदयोः आभ्यां कः स्यात्. कः स्यात् प्रश्नः नास्ति, कः इति प्रत्ययः स्यात्. आलस्य सुख आहरणयोः इति वक्तव्यं. तुन्दं परिमार्ष्टि इति तुन्दपरिमृजः अलसः. शोकापनुदः इत्युक्ते सुखस्य आहर्ता, brings the happiness. Alasad anyatra tunda parimarja eva. So alasad anyatra, other cases just have the protruding belly but is not lazy. Tunda parimarjaha eva. Yascha samsara saratvopadeshena shokam apanudati. So if you are in distress, say a Swami, a Guruji will tell you the some good words about the life, and then your sorrow goes down. Not necessarily brings you the happiness, but your sorrow goes down. So that case, you don't use this word shokapanudaha. Shokapanudaha use only when the happiness is given to you along with removal of the sorrow. So kevalam tatra dukkhasya nivaranam kriyate chet shokapanodaha anpratyah eva bhavati. See, minor usage of the language has been captured over here. So shokapanudaha versus shokapanodaha. अत्र वार्तिकमेकं कप्रकरणे मूलविभुजादिभ्यः उपसंख्यानम्. सो मूलविभुजादयः शब्दाः ये सन्ति तेषां सर्वेषां a few words are there. Actually, Kaumudi says it's an akruti gana, so could be various other words. These words should also be included in the ka prakaranam. It's actually a very vague and hand waving. Basically, it says that find a word which has a ka pratyay in it and you can't fit it anywhere. You can just put it in this particular mula vibhujadi gana. So ka prakarane mula vibhujadibhyah upasankhyanam. In a normal sense, we would say ka prakarane mula vibhujadinam upasankhyanam तेषां गणनां करोतु इति. परन्तु अत्र क प्रकरणे मूलविभुजादिभ्यः चतुर्थी अस्ति. मूलविभुजादिभ्यः इत्युक्ते तेषां कृते तेषाम् उपसंख्यानम् इति अर्थः अस्ति इति व्याख्यानेषु स्पष्टीक्रियते. सो तादर्थ्ये चतुर्थी प्रयुक्ता अस्ति. क प्रकरणे मूलविभुजादिभ्यः उपसंख्यानम्. मूलानि विभुजति इति मूलविभुजः रथः. The chariot goes so fast on the road that the trees get uprooted or small plants get uprooted because of crushing or because of the vibrations or whatever. So mulani vibhujati iti mula vibhujaha. Mula iti upapadam, vi iti upasargaha, bhuja iti dhatuhu, ka iti pratyayah. So it's all upasankhyanam means it's all nipatana to be included over there. So don't think about supi or don't think about karmani or whatever or anupasarge, upasarge, whatever is basically put and dump it in this particular gana. So mulani vibhujati iti mula vibhujo rathaha. नखमुचानि धनुंषि नखानि मुञ्चन्ति मुञ्चन्ति इति नखमुञ्चानि धनुंषि काकगुहाः तिलाः the tila which have to be protected from the crows काके काकेभ्यः गुहितव्याः काकगुहाः तिलाः कौ मोदते कुमुदम् एते सर्वे शब्दाः अत्र सिद्ध्यन्ति. सो मूलविभुजादिभ्य उपसंख्यानं मूलानि विभुजति मूलविभुजो रथः आकृतिगणोऽयं. सो वेरियस अदर एग्जांपल्स हैव बीन गिवन. महीध्रः माउंटेन. मही इज पृथ्वी. ध्रु इति धातुः. सो महीं धारयति. Ku is again the same word over here, Jal or Prithvi, same meaning. You can use Prithvi also over here, or Bhumi, various meanings. Words have different meanings. So Jalam dharayati, Prithvim dharayati, Saha Kudraha, mountain iti sarvatra arthaha. Gilati iti gilaha, crocodile iti arthaha. Basically, this Vartika is like hand waving. Certain words which have ka pratyay in them have been dumped over here, which have upapada. Sometimes they don't have upapada, have been dumped over in this particular mula vibhujadi ganaha. We just have to take them as they have been are being used in the language. Somehow try to justify their derivation. Okay, so that completes. Just 1 second. Okay, so that completes Supisthaha and Tundashokayo Parimrujapanudoho. We have already studied Predadnyaha and Samikhyaha. So Ka Pratyay, the discussion of Ka Pratyay is completed. The discussion of Tak Pratyay, only one Pratyay was there, Gaposhtaka, which we studied. Ach Pratyay is already taught. Ach Pratyay will be taught tomorrow. Ta Pratyay will be discussed next week. We only have 4 sutras of In Pratyaya. We'll take some 10-20 minutes. We'll take these sutras and we will stop. So agre asti In iti pratyaya. Nothing is there for this In pratyaya. Only 2 dhatus. Kru dhatu, 1 sutram. Stamba shakrutoren. And Ru dhatu, 1 sutram. Harater dhritinathayo pashau. These 2 sutras, the words are also given to you. Stamba and Shakrut. These upapadas are there. So stamba kari, kru dhatu plus in pratyaya will give kari, guna will happen. Similarly, Shakrut He'll give you Shakrit Kari. We'll see the meaning of these sutras. Let's understand the words first. Similarly, Haratehe, so Ru Dhatu, Dhrutinathayoho Pashau. So Dhruti Hari and Nath Hari. So I'm trying to just show that from sutras also you can derive the words, guess the meanings. So Stamba Kari, Stambam Karoti, Shakrit Kari. Then Dhruti Hari, Dhrutim Harati, Natha Hari, Natham Harati. So that's the only two sutras where specific four words are generated. And that's also very specific. Four words are there. Stambakari, Shakrutkari, Dhruti Hari, Natha Hari. That's it. The next sutra is the Nipatana, gives the Nipatana of two words. Phale Grahi. Again, Phalani Grinhati. Saha Phale Grahi. Atmam Bhari. Atmanam Bibharti. The one who nourishes himself. Atmanam Bibharti. Atma Bhari. Sarvatra ina iti pratyaya asti. Ina pratyaya nakarasya itsamnya lopaha bhavati. I iti avashishyate. Hrasva ikaranta shabdaha muni shabdavat. Kavi shabdavat siddhyanti. So Stambakari, Shakrutkari, Dhruti Hari, Nath Hari, Phale Grahi, Atmam Bhari. And the final sutra, Chandasi Vanasana Rakshimatham, will give certain words in the context of the Vedas. We are not going to study that sutra. I have just put it on the slide for completeness. This is not there in Kaumudi here. It's there in the Vaidika Prakaranam in Kaumudi. And as such, this is not used in the Loka, only used in the Vedic context. So we can just skip it. But few more words. Brahma Vani, Gosani. So Vana, Sana, Rakshi, Matham. So Pathirakshi. This is a typo. Pathirakshi and Havirmathi. So a few words are generated by Chandasi Vanasana Rakshi Matham. So let's quickly go to these particular sutras. Stamba Shakrutorin and Harater Dhrutinathayo Pashau. The only two sutras where you really get words. So Stamba. Stamba ityukte heap, a cluster, a pile. So Stamba iti upapadam tatha cha Shakrut. Shakrut means a cow dung. So the excreta of the cow. So Stamba and Shakrut, for these two words, you get a in pratyaya for the kru dhatu, specifically in the meaning respectively of vrihi and vatsa. What is vrihi? Rice. What is vatsa? A baby cow or a baby bull. So understand this. Stamba ityukte heap. Stambam karoti. So stamba kari vrihi. The heap or the rice which causes a heap. So when you dump a rice from say a whatever basket or something on the ground, it will automatically create a heap. So stambam karoti tadrushaha stambakari vrihi. And shakrutam karoti. So shakrut is basically cow dung, a small baby cow or bull which has just done the excreta. Shakrutam karoti iti shakrut karihi vatsaha. Very specific words. The purpose of this sutras is to justify the words that are used in the language, nothing more. So Vrihi and Vatsa, only these two contexts. Stambakari is used as a in the context of Vrihi. There are multiple other things that can create a pile. A books can have pile, say toys can have pile, different objects can have pile, but only specifically for the Vrihi this word is used. Similarly, only adult cow will also do the excreta, but specifically for a baby cow, this particular word is used. Shakrutkarihi vatsaha stambakari vrihihi. व्रीहिवत्सयोः इति किम् अन्यत्र स्तम्भकारः इति भवति. So a pile of say other objects, say books or whatever. Shakrutkarah, this is a typing mistake, I'll fix this. Shakrutkarah iti bhavati. So a adult bull who has done the excreta. So shakrutkarah iti bhavati. So vrihi vatsayoho iti vaktavyam, stambakarihi vrihihi shakrutkarihi vatsaha, and so on. Somebody is asking, this doesn't result in innanta shabda? No, it will not result in innanta shabda because na will go away by halantyam. The purpose of na is to have a particular swara by nityadir nityam. If he wanted an innanta word, he would have given the ini pratyaya. He gives inna pratyaya because he wants to get rid of that in. And the way to, the reason why na is, he wants to get rid of the nakara. The reason why nakara is given is for swara. Agre asti harater druthinathyo pashau. Exactly similar, like specific meanings are there. Ru dhatuhu druti iti upapadam. Druti means a leather bag or a leather belt that's usually put around the neck of a pet dog or a pet cat or whatever, so that you know, or you can have a leash attached to them, string attached to them to control them, and so on. So that's the druti. And nath is similarly a rope that is put through the nose of, say, horse, cow, bull, and so on. So dhruti tatha nath iti upapadestah tatra hru dhatoh ayam in iti pratyah vidhiyate. So dhruti nath ityetayoh karmanoh upapadayoh haratehe dhatoh pashau kartari, only for animals, in pratyah bhavati. So dhrutim harati, a dog whose neck has a particular leather bag or leather belt, will take that leather bag along with him, leather belt along with him wherever he goes. So that's a dhruti harihi shwa or dhruti harihi pashuhu. Similarly, a cow, a bull who has that particular rope in that nose will take the rope along with wherever it goes. So nath harihi pashuhu. So dhrutim harati dhruti harihi pashuhu. Natham harati nath harihi pashuhu. Pashau iti kim? मनुष्यः अस्ति, तत्र अयं प्रत्ययः न भवति. So drutiharah, if say for example owner of that particular dog, or say in case of nathaharaha, owner of that particular cow, he is carrying that, then you don't call that person. So that is also doing the action of carrying, but then you call him as drutiharaha, you call him as nathaharaha. So drutim harati drutiharaha manushyaha asti chet, dhrutim harati dhruti haraha dhruti harihi pashuhu asti chet. Similarly, natham harati nath haraha manushyaha asti chet, natham harati nath harihi pashuhu asti chet. This drutihara also has a very peculiar meaning in the language. So in the olden days, there were people who used to carry water in the leather bags for, say, selling, or for, say, giving to soldiers or various other people, and so on. In Indian languages, these people were referred as bhishti. I don't know the equivalent. This is the Hindi word. I don't know the equivalent in other languages. But these is a specific tribe of people who used to carry a leather bag with water in it. Those were also called drutihara. So there is no animal associated with it. So they don't have a dog or anything. This is the leather bag is there in which the water is being carried. So that's also called drutihara. If you do a Wikipedia search on bhishti, you'll get a lot of information about it. So drutihara is also used in that particular context. So drutinathyoho upapadayoho riya dhatoho in syat pashau kartari drutim harati iti druti harihi, a dog which takes the belt or the leather bag or belt along with it. Natham nasarajjum, nasikayam yaha rajjuhu samsthapyate sa nasa, ya rajju samsthapyate sa nasarajju, nasarajjum harati iti nath harihi pashau kim druti haraha. So a person who carries a leather bag, nathaharaha, the owner who is actually carrying that particular thread. Harate drutinathayo pashau. So 4 words we have to understand. Some stambakaraha, shakrutkaraha, nath druti harihi, nath harihi. That's it. And this is how most of the Krudanta Prakaranam will be there. Sutras will give 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3 words. And that's the majority of the Krudanta Prakaranam. That's why it has spanned so many 4 padas. Otherwise, handful of pratyas like tak, tavatu, and so on are very simple. 1, 1 sutra, 2, 2 sutra applicable to all dhatus. The majority of the pratyas are like this, very pinpointing cases. And because of these kinds of sutras, Ashtadhyayi is very popular. Sarvesham prayoganam atra samaveshah kritah asti. Somebody is asking, does the ru mean carry? So yes, in general, the meaning of the ru is to carry. So to steal is one meaning of that particular dhatu. To carry, to pull, to take forcefully are all various meanings of associated with the word ru. Okay, I think last slide. The next, as I mentioned, there is one nipatana and one chandasi, which we'll just ignore. So phale grahi atmambharischa. Two words directly given to you. Don't worry about the prakriya. Phale grahi atmambhari ityetau shabdau nipatyete. फले ग्रही फलानि गृह्णाति. फल इति उपपदम तत्र सप्तम्याः अलुक् भवति. The सप्तमी is retained. सप्तम्याः अलुक् निपातनात् कर्तुं शक्यते. सफले ग्रहिः इत्यत्र फलानि गृह्णाति इति. फले ग्रहिः वृक्षः, obviously fruit bearing tree. फले ग्रहिः वृक्षः. आत्मंभरि, आत्मन् इति उपपदम भ्रू, भ्रूभरणे इति धातुः. डुब्रुनि धारण पोषणयोः इति अपि अपरः धातुः. So one who is self-sustained, one who can nurture, nourish himself, is not dependent on others for nurturing. So atmambhari, atmanirbhar इति हिंदी भाषायाम् उच्यते. आत्मंभरि इति संस्कृते. आत्म शब्दस्य उपपदस्य मुमागमः निपात्यते, इन प्रत्ययः निपात्यते. Whatever you want, give it as nipatana. आत्मानं बिभर्ति आत्मं भरिहि. फले ग्रहिहि आत्मं भरिहि च. So again, a loophole is given over there. Anukta samuchayartha chakaraha. A few more words. So Panini's Ashtadhyayi is also future proof. Like if a new word gets used in the becomes popular in the language some 1,000 years ago, you can take benefit of this chakara and insert it over here if it fits that particular context. So kukshim bharihi. Kukshi means belly. Udaram bharihi. Udara again means the same thing. So the one who fills his own stomach, the one who eats full to the stomach. So udaram bharihi, udara kukshim bharihi. एतादृशाः शब्दाः निपात्यन्ते. So फलानि गृह्णाति, फले ग्रहिः. उपपदस्य एदन्तत्वम्. So फल becomes फले. उपपदस्य एदन्तत्वम्. ग्रहेः इन प्रत्ययः च निपात्यते. आत्मानं बिभर्ति इति आत्मंभरिः. मुमागमः इन प्रत्ययः च निपात्यते. चात्, चकारः अस्ति. चात् कुक्षिम्भरिः. A few more words are there. Kukshimbhari and so on. Chandraha tu atmodara kukshishu iti pethuhu. Chandra is another branch of Vyakarana. So Panini's Vyakarana is not the only Vyakarana. Here there are other multiple Vyakaranas. Chandra is a branch of Vyakarana which came much later, like 1,000 years later after Panini, more than that. So Panini was around 6th century BC. These Chandras are about 6th or 7th century AD. So after Mahabhashya and all that have been written. So Chandra Vyakarana was actually the Vyakarana that was written in the era where the Buddha Dharma was very popular. And this Chandra Vyakaranam is still very well regarded in the Buddhist community, is studied in the Buddhist community. The difference between the Chandra Vyakarana and the Paniniya Vyakarana, or the reason why Chandra Vyakarana could not take up the place of Paniniya Vyakarana, is that the Chandra Vyakarana does not have anything related to the Vaidika Prakriya. It is purely related to the Laukika Samskritam, whereas Panini is again Sarva Samaveshaka. It is related to Vaidika Prakaranam, Vaidika Prakriya or Vaidika words and the Laukika Samskritam. So Chandra Vyakarana, so in that Vyakarana also there will be an equivalent Sutram. In all the Vyakaranas there will be some version of this Sutram. Otherwise, I mean, the Vyakarana won't be complete. So what he is saying is Chandra Vyakarane kim uchyate Atmodara Kukshishu. So Atman, Udara and Kukshi. So instead of having a chakara over here, the Chandra Vyakarana lists down the words Atman, which is this already given by Panini. And then two more words, Udara and Kukshi, which have been explicitly listed in the Chandra Vyakarana, but assumed in the Panini Vyakarana because of the chakara. So Chandraha tu Atmodara Kukshishu iti pethuhu, papatha pethuhu pethuhu. Lit lakarasya prathama purushasya bahuvachanam. They used to say, or they said, or Chandra Vyakarana people give this sutra as Atmodara Kukshishu. So Atma, Udara, Kukshi, and that's what he is being adding two more words. He has added two more words, Kukshi and Udara. And then he says this Udaram Bhari Prayoga is seen in this particular construct. So Jyotsna Karambham Udaram Bharayah Chakoraha. So udaram bharayah. Chakora is a bird. Chakora is the bird well known for drinking the moonlight. So, like how we have a Chataka Pakshi which drinks only the rainwater. Similarly, now this particular Chakora is said to drink moonlight. Now, this is obviously like whatever Upama or whatever. Basically, what it means is that it is super attracted to the moon and it keep on looking at moon for hours together, forgetting its food and everything else. So this Chakora, this is a bahuvachan, chakoraha. Kidrishaha chakoraha, udaram bharayah chakoraha. So udaram bharihi chakoraha iti ekavachanam, udaram bharayah chakoraha iti bahuvachanam. Kidrishaha chakoraha, udaram bharayah. They will fill their stomach, or they will completely fulfill their stomach, their hunger, their belly with what? Jyotsna karambham. Karambha is oats or grains, grains of Jyotsna, moonlight. So Jyotsnayaha karambham, no, say Jyotsna iva karambham. So Jyotsna eva karambham, the moonlight is itself the grains or the foods for these particular animals. So Jyotsna karambham udaram bharayah chakoraha pibantu is there in one of the previous statements of this particular Anargha Raghavam. So this is actually taken from Anargha Raghavam. Murari is the author of Anargha Raghavam, one of the well-known or probably less well-known poets. Anargha Raghavam was somewhere in the 7th century. It's a nataka that is based on Ramayana. The creator is, or the author is called Murari. The name of the person was Murari. The name of the Nataka is Anargha Raghavam, and this is one line from that Anargha Raghavam. Is talking about the chakora, that particular bird, Udaram Bharaya. This is the context we are talking. How is this chakora? Kartrarthe pratyay vidhanam. So how is this chakora? He is Udaram Bhari Chakora. He will fulfill his stomach with what? With the moonlight. Iti atra artha. So that completes Fare Grahiratmam Bharishcha. Final sutra is Chandasi Vanasana Rakshimatham. Vana Raksha, sorry, Vanasana Raksha Matha. Etesham Vishaye Karmanyupapade Chandasi Vishaye in Pratyaya Bhavati. So you will see, you cannot construct. Vedeshu ityukte drishyate ityeva vaktavyam. Kartum shaknumaha iti na vaktavyam. Vedeshu drishyate. Brahmavani, Kshatravani, Prajavani, रायस्पोषवनी गोसनी पथिरक्षी. सो द्विवचनम अस्ति, अतः पथिरक्षी इति कृतमस्ति. हविर्मथीनाम. सो हविर्मथि and mathi, havirmathinaam. So again the dirgha asti. So these are certain example. All these words will run like muni or kavi. So prajavanim, pathirakshi, havirmathinaam, and so on. So this is basically the account of the in pratyaya. Only 4 sutras. स्तंभ शकृतोरन, स्तंभकरी शकृतकरी, हरतेर धृतिनाथयो पशौ, धृतिहरि नाथ हरि, फले ग्रहिरात्मं भरिश्च. So phale grahi and atmam bhari, and chandasi vanasana rakshimatham. It's in the gray color. Gray color means it's not there in the Kaumudi. So let's not forget we are studying Siddhanta Kaumudyaha Krudanta Prakaranam. So it's not there in Siddhanta Kaumudi in the Krudanta Prakaranam. See the numbering also 2039, 2040, and directly in the Vaidika Prakaranam he goes, takes this sutra, comes back to 2041. So we can ignore, we won't ask this sutra in exam or anything. Basically, just for sake of completion, I have explained or written the meaning over here. So that's it. Samapayamaha. That this completes ana, that completes ka, that completes taka, and that completes ina. Shvastana varge acha pratyasya adhyanam kurmaha. One class for this entire acha section. Agrima saptahe, one class for this entire ta pratyaya, and one class for this entire khasha pratyaya. So these pratyayas are actually very well set. You can cover all of these pratyayas in one session. The next one will be khacha, one session. The next one danini taka, one session, and so on. So samapayama, this is the exercise. Rupani krudvrittim likhitva sasutram sadhayata. Simple, all studied today. Write the krudvritti, write the prakriya. And dvitiyaha prashnaha supisthaha सूत्रम व्याख्यानानाम आधारेण स्पष्टीकृत स्पष्टरूपेण अत्र योगविभागः कथं क्रियते, किं प्रयोजनं, कीदृशः करणीयः, प्रथमभागस्य किं प्रयोजनं, द्वितीयभागस्य किं प्रयोजनं, एतत् सर्वं विस्तारेण लेखनीयम्. समापयामः। अष्टाध्यायी जगन्माता यस्य चित्तात् समुत्थिता वेदानामुपकाराय तस्मै पाणिनये नमः। शब्दब्रह्म समाराध्य कृतवान् यो विलक्षणं सर्वाश्चर्यमिदं शास्त्रं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः। येन धौता गिरः पुंसां विमलैः शब्दवारिभिः तमश्चाज्ञानजं भिन्नं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः। धन्यवाद।